Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Me again, back here with different aspect ratio and different lighting that I'm hoping works. But if you're wondering, the water is to help with the uh possibility of me accidentally biting the inside of my cheeks because I am still in a bit of uh wisdom teeth removal after effects. But I ran out of antibiotics, so yeah, the pain's probably gonna stop soon. But the minor amounts of random pain that I'm feeling all throughout my body at any given moment is nothing compared to the pain I will feel if I do not get some content out to you guys at some point. So, today we're doing rankings revamped again. Basically, the series where I go through my old tier lists, or not tier lists, but ranking lists that comprehensively covers all of the. This is for Devil Fruits, but I also have a stand ranking list that I'll be doing after I do this series. And aside from that, I have some Seven Deadly Sins content and Warframe content, the latter of which seems to be the stuff that's getting the most traction, even though my Gara video only got 2 views, and my Citrine video still has none, somehow. Meanwhile, I did a video on Ember, and that got like 24 views. I think that's the highest viewing video on my channel. Anyway, before we get started, I just want to say thank you for watching this video because you are one of very few people who are or will or have. I don't know what's the proper tense. I don't care. Regardless, thank you for watching this video, and I would very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you have not already, and leave a like on this video because I'm pretty sure nobody has actually left a like on any of my videos as of yet. But with that out of the way, we will be getting out of the triple digits today in terms of rankings, but not just yet because the last one that we looked at yesterday or last week was the clear fruit, and so the first one we're going over today is number 102, which is the brain fruit. Honestly, I don't remember if I went over the brain fruit last time. The last one in the video was a clear fruit, but whatever. This is the brain fruit entry. Basically, what the brain fruit does is it's paramecia that allows you to store and instantly draw upon any and all knowledge you can learn at any given time. Basically, all of the information that you ever learn is retained in your brain and you can remember it perfectly. A slight drawback is that your brain and skull and just head in general grows uh relativistically to the amount of information you know. As such, uh yeah, you could either be a normal person and just have an abnormally large head, or you could choose to be a super genius who actively knows as many things as possible, and you're probably going to need some pretty intensive top surgery. And I'm not talking about chest. That is actually what the character in the show did, Dr. Vegapunk. He just chopped a part of his brain out and set it up with technology so that his body had like an antenna that connected to the part of his brain that was affected by the fruit that was storing all the information. Very interesting premise, but regardless, As one would expect, this fruit got a 3 in combat, 10 in utility, 10 out of 10 in potential, and a 6 out of 10 in detriments. But yeah, as for why it's not a 0 out of 10 in combat, you can instantly draw upon any information that you know. So, like, if you learn martial arts techniques, you never forget those techniques. So you could memorize any and all fighting styles and techniques. It would just be pretty hard to pull off with a gigantic cranium. Uh, anyway, next up we have the plume fruit, which, gonna be honest, I had to remind myself what this one is. But yeah, plume fruit is the smoke logia. Basically, it allows you to create, manipulate, and transform your body into smoke. Is it scientific? No, they're magical fruit powers. They don't need to be scientific. But uh yeah, basically that's just the gist of it. It got a 5 out of 10 in combat because smoke isn't really inherently harmful to anything other than your lungs. This is not me telling you guys to smoke because it's not harmful. This is me telling you guys that smoke in itself, like, unless it's getting into your lungs or into your eyes, it's not particularly harmful. It does allow you to fly, though, so it got a 5 out of 10 in combat, 8 out of 10 in utility, because it's like Logia based flight, which isn't really totally reliable, very taxing on stamina. But yeah, it got a 6 out of 10 in potential because it's there's not much further you can go with it, and a 10 out of 10 in detriments because Logia intangibility. By the way, both the brain fruit and the plume fruit got a total 29 out of 40 total scores. And next up, we have number 100, which is the saber-tooth fruit. Simple, easy, self-explanatory. It allows you to turn into a saber-tooth tiger or saber-tooth tiger human hybrid, or, like, assuming you're not a human or you feed it to an animal or an object, because apparently that's something you can do. You just get to be a hybrid of a saber-tooth tiger and whatever your species is. This one got a 7 out of 10 in combat, 8 out of 10 in utility, 4 out of 10 in potential, and a 10 out of 10 in detriments. And we're finally in the double digits, starting, of course, with number 99, which I didn't even bother to write fruit for. I just wrote Pachycephalosaurus. It's a zoan fruit. It's self-explanatory. It allows you to turn into a Pachycephalosaurus or a hybrid between whatever your species is and a Pachycephalosaurus. What that hybrid would be, I am not totally sure. I don't even. Hold on. I'm gonna look up what a Pachycephalosaurus is. Okay, I don't usually show my screen for these, but I feel like it's necessary in this bit that I will just give me a sec. This is a Pachycephalosaurus. I forgot this was a thing in One Piece, which is stupid because it's in one of the more recent arcs. It's in Wano. But yeah. Anyway, that having been said, yeah, in the case of a human, it would be a hybrid between a human and a Pachycephalosaurus, which can't be that terrible of an idea. But regardless, next up we have, or I didn't even go through the stats. Stats wise, it got a 7 out of 10 in combat, 6 out of 10 in utility, 7 out of 10 in potential, and a 9 out of 10 in detriments for another 29 out of 40 total score. These are all probably going to be 29 out of 40 total score, so I'm just going to skip that from here on out. But next up we have something that I actually know what it is. because I've seen Ice Age. It is the mammoth fruit. Again, Zoan, self-explanatory. You turn into a mammoth, or you turn into a human-mammoth hybrid, or if you're not human, it's a hybrid between a mammoth and whatever your species is. Uh, the mammoth fruit got a 7 out of 10 in combat, 8 out of 10 in utility, 5 out of 10 in detriments, or not 5 out of 10 in potential, and 9 out of 10 in detriments for another 29 out of 40 total score, which I just said I wasn't going to bring up again, but screw you guys. Next up, we have number 97, which is the Brachiosaurus fruits, which I don't totally remember, but I believe it's the one that's like reptilian giraffe. Let me fact check this real quick. Alright, I fact checked it. It is the one that's basically just reptilian giraffe. The Brachycephalosaurus is one that I didn't totally remember the existence of, but that's because it's the devil fruit held by Queen of the uh, Kaido pirates, or whatever they're called, and Queen is usually in its hybrid form, which has an absurdly long tail, but doesn't have the long neck that I usually associate with a Brachiosaurus. Regardless, this thing, uh, yeah, self-explanatory description. 7 out of 10 in combat, 6 in utility, 8 in potential, and an 8 in detriments. By the way, when I'm putting these scores in detriments, I'm not totally sure why I did it. Like, I'm going off of, uh, like 15-year-old me's logic. I think 15-year-old me's logic is that you transform in a confined space, or like you're limited in your abilities when you're transforming in a confined space because the thing is just so goddamn big. But yeah. Next up we have ooh uh oh yeah, right. I remember what this one is. Okay, we have number 96, which is the shadow fruit, which I almost mistook for the dark fruit, but we went over that one last video, 2 videos ago, part 6 or 7 of, I think, rankings revamped with devil fruits. We went over the dark fruit. The shadow fruit is a different thing. This thing allows you to manipulate people's shadows, or the shadows of people or objects. Basically, it goes off the logic of shadows mimic the things that cast the shadows. So, like, you take someone's shadow and you put it into a body that is a corpse, and that corpse comes to life and mimics the behaviors of the person whose shadow is implanted into them. Oh yeah, also, if you remove someone's shadow from them and that person steps into broad daylight, uh, they die because they don't have a shadow to mirror their physical body, which is like weird kind of voodoo-ish logic that I don't totally understand. But then again, I don't think anyone totally understands Gecko Moria. But regardless, there is also apparently a thing of like shadows hold the power of people who possess it, of people who they come from. So, like, if you have a really powerful body that's missing a soul, and you have a really powerful person, you can take that person and you take their shadow, and only that shadow would be physically powerful enough to move that body. I'm running out of time here, but also the shadow zombies can be dispelled with salt in the mouth. Shadow Fruit got a 10 in combat, 5 in utility, 7 in potential and a 7 in detriments for a 29 out of 40 total score. And that is my time. See